Hello everyone, this is Ben McGahee with McGahee Mathematics. On today's video, we're going to look at how to factor trinomials. And we're going to start with the basic form x squared plus bx plus c. So the goal here is to try to find the factors of, this is called the constant term, c, that'll add up to the middle term, b. So that's the goal, find factors of c, find two factors of c that add up to the number b. So let's look at an example here of how that works. So if I have x squared plus 9x plus 20. So the goal here is to find factors of 20 that are going to add up to 9. So I can go, through my factors of 20. I can list them out. I can say 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. And then I can just pick any pair of factors out of all of these numbers that I've listed that can add up to 9. So the factors of 20 that add up to 9. You can say 4 times 5 is 20. And I know that 4 plus 5 is 9. So that works. So we'll be able to factor this. Is x squared is x and x. And then we write our two factors. 4 times 5 is 20. So I only have plus 4 plus 5. So x squared plus 9x plus 20 can be factored as x plus 4 times x plus 5. Okay. So let's look at another example. They have x squared minus 6x minus 16. So in this example, notice that the signs, they're both negative. We have negative 6, negative 16. So the goal here is to find, factors of negative 16 that'll add up to negative 6. So we know, we could list out our factors. So we'd have 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. And then of course we have to include the negatives as well, because negative times positive is negative. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 4, negative 8, negative 16. So we know that, if we're going to have a negative number, positive times negative is negative, so we know one of the numbers has to be negative and the other number has to be positive. So we can look at different pairs. We know that, let's see, We know that 8 times 2 is 16. But we know that we need to have one's positive, the other's negative. So just looking at this, we could have, let's see, we could do what, 8 minus 2 is 6. But that doesn't add up to negative 6. So maybe switch the negative to minus 8. And so negative 8, and then that's plus 2 is negative 6. So that works. So we know that our two factors are going to be negative 8 and positive 2. So when we factor, we'll have x squared. That's just x and x. And then our factors negative 16 that add up to negative 6 are going to be these two numbers. So minus 8 and plus 2. So our answer is x minus 8 times x plus 2. A good thing to do when you're first learning how to factor trinomials in this form, and of course in the other form that we'll talk about, is to always go through your FOIL. If you remember FOIL check, that was what, first, outside, inside, and last, and then combine all like terms to simplify, and then see if you get the original trinomial you started with. So it's always a good check to do that when you're first learning these. And of course, as you do quite a few and you get faster and master the concept, you don't really need to do it anymore. You just know, because through practice and repetition, that it works. Okay, so let's look at another example here, one more, and this one is x squared minus 15x plus 54. So we know when writing it out, we do our two sets of parentheses, and we have x squared we know is x and x. And now we just have to find factors of 54 that add up to negative 15. So a little trick here to notice is that when your middle term, the b term, is negative and the constant term is positive, you notice that you have to find two factors that give you a negative number. So if I multiply two negative numbers together, negative times negative is positive, which is true here. And then negative, if you add a negative number to another negative number, you're going to get a negative number. So I know that both of my factors in this case has to be negative. So that cuts your guesswork, significantly as far as which numbers to use. So then just looking at factors of 54, if you know from times tables, you know that 9 times 6 is 54. But we know that both of these factors have to be negative. We know that negative 9 times negative 6 is also positive 54. And negative 9 minus 6 is negative 15. So these will be our two factors. We'll have x minus 9, x minus 6. And that's how we factor. x squared minus 15x plus 54. X minus 9 times x minus 6. So hopefully these 3 examples will help you with factoring, especially in the form x squared plus bx plus c. We'll take a look at the new case where you'll have a number in front of x squared. That'll be the ax squared plus bx plus c. And that one requires a little different method, but we'll take a look at how to do that. So this has been McGahee with McGahee Mathematics. Thank you for watching this video on factoring trinomials, and stay tuned for the next video on factoring.